Hello friends, so today we are going to discuss educational code process round 102. So it is the first question, A replacing elements. So let's read the question. So it is given that you have an array of n integers. So it is also given that all the AI are positive integers. So it is telling that you can choose any three distinct indices and assign the sum of any two numbers aj and ek to ai. Okay, so it is saying that you have any three numbers ai, aj and ek. You can add the sum of aj and ek and make it equal to ai. Okay, so now it is telling that can you make all ai lower or equal to d using the operation above any number of times. So we have to make all the ais either equal to d or less than d. So we can use any number of operation. So now let's understand the problem. Let's so it is education round 102. Now let's discuss the problem. So it is giving that you have AI, A1, A2 till AN. Okay, so you have given n integers. Okay, so you can add any two numbers like say A2 and A3. You can add their sum and make it equal to AI. Okay, so we can do A1 is equal to A2 plus A3 plus A3 A3. So now how can we make all the AIs less than or equals to D? Okay, so one basic observation you can do that we can choose any AI or any AJ we want. Okay, so what happens if we take the minimum AJ and AK, the most minimum AJ and AK? Like if AJ and AK are the sum of AJ and AK is equal to, like if it is less than D, less than or equals to D, then we can make all the sums less than or equals to D. Okay, so we are getting it. And if it is greater than D, then maybe we can check that if all the elements already present, if they are like a1 to an, if all the elements are already less than or equals to d, then we can just simply print yes. Okay, and if not, then we can initially sort all the elements. Okay, so we can just add a1 plus a2 and assign them to all the elements that are after a3. Okay, so I think you are getting it. A1 plus a2 if it is less than equals to d. Obviously if it is greater than d, then it is not use not of use doing that. So basically you cannot you cannot get any element. You always will get any element if we assign a1 plus a2 greater than d. Okay, you will always get an element greater than d if you assign these sum to any of the elements. So let's solve the problem. Code it. Let's code for it. Okay. So initially it is given we have t test cases. Okay. So we are given n numbers and we are given, let's take an vector of integer and size is n. Okay, so first of all we will sort. Okay, let's add the comment, sort the array. So now if we have sorted them, then we can simply assign all the elements is equal, equal to the value a1 plus a2. Okay, because a1 plus a2 is the smallest value that you can obtain by adding any two elements. Okay, so if they are already less than or equal to d, you can make all the elements equal, and if not, then you cannot do it. Okay, so let's take boolean found is equal to false. Okay, so if let's found is equal to true. Okay, if atr is greater than d, then simply found is false. Okay, now if found, then simply print yes. Okay, if all the elements are already less than or equal d, then next what can we do? Then let's iterate from for int sum is equal to a1 a0 plus a1. Okay, first two elements we have taken the sum of first two elements. Now we can just iterate from 2 to I less than n, I plus plus. Okay, so now we are comparing that a I if sum is greater than d, then simply you cannot do uh, c out of no, you can simply cannot do it and continue. Okay, here also we have to continue. Now we can just simply do, we can simply print yes, don't have to do anything. So we can simply yes. Okay, so let's run it on simple sample test cases. Okay, so we haven't scanned, we have taken d as the input, so take d as the input. Okay, so here we are getting correct answer. Now let's try to solve it, try to submit it. Okay, so it's submitted. Thank you.